Hi there, it's Kathleen here, and today I want to make a layout with the new Felicity Jane March kit, the Henley kit, and as you can see I already pulled out my kit and also some bits and pieces from past collections or past kits that would coordinate, because I already have a rough idea in mind what I want to do. And so this is what I have so far. I thought about scrapping these two photos of our dog, and I want to have like a grid design with probably four squares here with different paper layers. So I already went ahead and cut out some squares from some of the pattern papers, and as you can see I will probably stick to this color scheme of the red coral or light pink papers and the aqua papers together with some of the black and white patterns, and then mix in some of the embellishments. So yeah, that's the rough idea, and now I'm going to go ahead and put you on fast forward. Okay, so right now nothing is adhered to my page, and I know that I want to have this black and white chevron paper on picking out from behind my white cardstock, so I cut it down just to have this border on two sides of my cardstock because I don't want to waste the pattern paper. And now I'm trimming off, I don't know, roughly about ½ inch or something from my white cardstock and adhering it onto this pattern paper border. And I'm doing that because I tried it before with only the grid design on my white cardstock, but it looked a bit empty, so I want to have this border. And now I'm just, some of my tape runner was peeking out from behind, so I just rubbed it off. That's the great thing about the tape runner I have, you can just rub it off. So yeah, now I'm bringing back my paper layers, or what I have so far. And I'm not sure yet if I'm not really satisfied right now, so I will play around a little bit and see what works. And to add a little bit of interest up there, I'm also using one of the paper strips or the branding strips from one of the pattern papers as an additional layer behind my white cardstock. And now I'm moving around the things, and I felt that this journaling card that I had in the lower right square was a bit too dark, so I'm using this one, this light aqua colored one from the February kit, the Alexis kit. That's the one behind my smaller photo. And I don't know, for this layout I went a bit, or I switched between things all the time. It didn't really come together easily. So yeah, I'm grabbing things and then putting them away and starting with something else. So anyway, so yeah, I thought that I didn't want to add another paper layered square on the top right, because I felt that that would overpower the layout and make it too busy. And because we have those beautiful brushed gold sequins in the kit, I want to use them in some way. So I'm using the packaging from the journaling cards, filled in some of the brushed gold sequins as well as some black star sequins from an older kit. And those white, so that kind of packaging you get in the kits, and that was also in the tub where the wood veneers came in to kind of protect the product. So I also put that in to add some more interest and dimension. And the great thing about using that packaging is that you can just close it again. You don't have to use a fuse tool or your sewing machine or anything, just fill in your sequins and then close it. Make sure that you have it the right way up, and that's it. So on the lower right side I also added, I used the stencil from the Alexis kit as well, and added some Shimmerz, I think it was Paste-eez. Yeah, Paste-eez Puttin on the Glitz. And I know that some of it will be covered, but that's alright. I just wanted to have something peeking out from behind that cluster. And I also got rid of the frame that I had put on my bigger photo on the top left side, because I felt it was just too much. So yeah, with this sequin or shaker pocket, the layout is quite busy, but I really like it, so I definitely want to use that. So I tried to yeah, take away some other things to balance it out. And as I said, I was a bit all over the place with this layout and was struggling with the clusters, so at that point I just decided just glue this one paper layer down and go from there, because you have to do something, you have to move on. So yeah. And I also used a border punch with this aqua paper to have this kind of notebook edge design, whatever you would call it. And I'm adding some foam tape behind those two layers to have more dimension on my layout, because this sequin shaker pocket is quite thick or dimensional. It would look a bit weird if all of the other clusters were flat. And then I thought, okay, because I have those gold sequins in the top right cluster, I have to add some more gold in the lower left one. So I'm using some, I think, Shimmerz minor 49 or something. I'm not sure if that's the color. And just using the packaging technique to spread some of it around behind that cluster. So again, using foam tape to give more dimension to this cluster. And I also trimmed down the black and white paper a little bit to have more of the pink paper peeking out. And that's also one from the Alexis kit. Because the Alexis kit also had lots of aqua and light pink in it, it was perfect to mix some of the pieces and papers from that kit with the Henley kit. Although the feel of the both kits is very different when you look at them as a whole. So now I'm a little bit, I don't know, I don't really know how to continue. So first of all, ruffling up the edges, because that's something I always do and that buys me a bit time to think about what I want to do next. And now you can see me moving things around, like trying all the different places for all of the things, only to end up with how I had it in the beginning. But yeah, sometimes, I don't know, your first thought is the best, I guess. So adding this paper cluster on the lower right, in the lower right corner, and because I want this black and white hard paper only peeking out from behind that journaling card, I just tore a strip off, because there's no point in wasting the precious pattern paper. And then I staple them both together to add some more interest, and also because I'm using gold stapler needles, is that what you call them? I don't know. I'm repeating the gold from the sequins and the paint behind the lower left cluster. And I also decided not to use the photo frame on this smaller photo, because I also got rid of it on the bigger one and it would look strange. So yeah, and I also have a lot going on my page, so I felt it wasn't necessary. So now I'm just adding some bits and pieces here and there, trying to repeat the colors in all of the clusters, so I have some gold on every cluster. I added the gold washi sticker hearts on my smaller photo, I added a golden arrow on the bigger one, and also that beautiful black and white chipboard, or yeah, die cut heart that I stapled down. And this tab that I'm adding up there is from the autumn kit, I think. I'm not completely sure. And now I'm just trying to, as I said, bring in all of the colors I used in each of the clusters. So I have some light pink in each cluster, some teal or aqua, some black and white, and some gold. So this is basically what I'm doing right now. And for my title I'm using one of the puffy title stickers from the Alexis kit, that lovely word, because I think it looks great there, and it's also bold enough to still draw your attention to the title. And now I'm adding some stamping to that small label. I think the stamps were from the Zoe kit. I just wanted something small and some text that says the cutest and then those 3 hearts. I didn't want to add any handwriting to that label because, first of all, my handwriting is not that pretty, and I also wanted to have this contrast between the scripty lovely word and then the kind of sans serif font of the stamp. And now adding one more washi sticker to that lower cluster because it was missing some gold. And I went and stitched down that shaker pocket just on 2 sides, because if you stitch it down on all of the sides, I don't know, it gets a bit warped. I don't know how to explain it, but because I mean, it's secure enough, it won't fall off, so I thought that would do. And now I'm using the striped heart stamp from the Henley stamp set with some gold ink to stamp or to add some on my paper, because I felt that everything was happening on those clusters, but the white cardstock itself was still quite empty, if that makes sense. And now using those beautiful epoxy dots, I love them, and I will probably need I don't know how many more packages, because the colors are really, really nice. And they are, I don't know, they are not solid, but also not completely see-through, so I don't know. So I'm adding some white, light pink and this light teal color. And when I added this light teal one up there at the home tab, I had Suze in my head saying, now that would be a bit daft adding that one up there, right? Just with a lovely British accent that I can't do. But anyway, so yeah, this little acetate piece I'm adding to my shaker pocket is from, I think maybe Zoe or Felicity kit. And then of course adding some more gold mist, because there's never enough gold, at least not for me. And I think that's about it. I think I will only move one of the epoxy stickers because it's covered by that important acetate piece, and that would be a waste. And then I will just, off camera, I will add some small stamps and handwriting that you will see in the close-ups, and that's my finished project. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye!